I feel like I'm really oddly sitting. I'm looking up at you. I don't like it. Hang on. I'm not comfortable at all. I am not comfortable at all. Okay. Okay, I'm comfy now. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Mike here once again with a brand new video series for you. This is episode 1. It's Blast from the Past. This is a look through my SFX magazine collection. I have magazines from 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, I think. Not the whole years, I'm not going to bore you with every one of them, but I am going to take you through some of my favourite issues that I've managed to keep over the years and talk about how good the telly was back then and the films and what kind of reviews they gave to certain things. There's books in there, there's soundtracks, there's interviews with people. I'm just going to kind of take you on a little nostalgic walk down memory lane of the telly and movie science fiction times that were. And if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, I highly suggest you hit subscribe, like and notifications, and you will know when these videos go up. The plan is to have videos every Tuesday and Friday on this channel. That is still my plan despite moving house, but you know what, forgive me if I miss a week or a day or two. It might happen. But anyway, let's stop talking about this now and let's talk about SFX. This one in particular, from May 2004. Ooh, let's go back in time, shall we? Yes, let's. So, guys, it's Tuesday, 21st of May, and I felt compelled to make this little video for you because, well, lots of reasons, really. I wanted a video to put up on Friday this week because I haven't got one already in the canon, as it were, and normally I'm quite well prepared these days with videos because, as you know, I am moving house. Well, I say I'm moving, we're packing to move and we're getting ready to move, but in reality we have a bit more time left yet before we actually move. The process has begun in packing everything up, moving things over to the storage unit, and just sort of a life half in boxes is where we are right now. We're getting rid of the stuff we don't need, and we're going to be left with just the stuff that we need. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm sort of I'm discovering things that I've forgotten I had or haven't used for a while but couldn't bring myself to throw away last time we moved here. So I'm discovering all these things, and you should know by now that I am quite the geek. Okay, and this is not something to be ashamed of. I'm not apologising for it. In fact, I am letting my full geek flag fly right now, because whilst I was packing up my library and moving things to storage, I discovered a box in there of really geeky things. And I say really geeky things, but it's a magazine collection, okay? So I used to subscribe to SFX magazine back in the day, and I really am talking back in the day now, like 2008 probably, 5, 6, 7, 8. I kind of subscribed for it for quite a few years because I love SFX magazine, and I don't know why I stopped subscribing really. I think my mood changed. I moved house a few times and just, you know, life and grew up and what have you. But I kept the magazines that I have when I was subscribed to them. And I was, as I said, packing up my library, and I was moving stuff to the storage unit, and it came to this last box and I was like, what's in here? And it was all these SFX magazines. And I thought, do you know what, I might as well get rid of these, which is sad in a way because, well, I say sad, I'm a mixture of two feelings about getting rid of this stuff. Number one, I'm glad to shed it from my life because sometimes I think you can hold on to things that you don't need to hold on to, and you just kind of accumulate all this stuff and you fill houses full of things, and sometimes it's really therapeutic and just really mentally a really good thing to just get rid of things and clear the clutter from your life, and sometimes that's fab. So I feel like that about getting rid of these magazines, but I also feel like with a heavy heart I'm getting rid of these magazines because I've had them for so long and they're in pretty good nick, and I was just like, oh, I don't know how I feel. So I'm feeling all kinds of emotions right now about these little magazines. And actually, do you know what? The magazine is quite a, I don't know, does anyone buy magazines anymore? I don't really buy magazines anymore, but I I am tempted to go and get like a new SFX and see what it's like and see what kind of stuff's in there, because it's been so long. But we were trying to, in the spirit of clearing clutter, which is why I should say that all these magazines are on eBay. I'm selling them because I can't bear to throw them away if somebody else can get joy from them. And yeah, so anyway, I digress. The reason for this video is because I was listing the magazines on eBay. I'm listing them one at a time, which is quite time consuming because I have quite a pile next to me as it goes. I'm not going to show you them all, don't worry. But I was eBaying them, and a couple I was just flicking through because I wanted to show kind of what was on the what SFX does, the front cover, and then on the inside part it has kind of the highlights of what's to come in this issue. And so I was photographing the issue page as well to put with the listing on eBay. And a couple of times I was like, oh, what's that? I want to read that. And I flicked to the article and found myself just reading the articles again whilst listing them, which is sort of mad. But it got me really nostalgic, and I felt really kind of like really warm about looking back at the SFX magazines of my youth, I guess, and just how good this magazine is, or was. I don't know what it's like now, and how good like cinema and telly was back then. So it got me reading, and I picked this one up. I'm going to show you what. Oh, I'm sorry, I got caught on my wires. I'm going to show you one. So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. This is SFX. I'm going to show you this one in a second, actually. I'm going to show you a couple more, because I used to subscribe to SFX, as I said, and when you subscribed, you got the cover of the magazine without all the writing on it. So as you can see, there's awesome General Grievous on the front of this one. I'll show you a couple just for variety. There's a bit of The Dark Knight, yeah, if Christian Bale is what you fancy, or you could fancy a bit of Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter. This is circa Goblet of Fire. Cool, anyway, so yeah, there's loads of covers. I have loads. I mean, there's a Superman Returns. I don't mind the film, it's alright. Scanner Darkly, a bit of Keanu Reeves. Yeah, so anyway, there's lots and lots and lots. I could go on, and I will go on, but not right now, because it's taken me long enough to ramble on to get to this point. But the one I want to show you is this one, okay? This is SFX from May 2004. So we are turning back the clock here, guys. And actually, this one was going to go straight on eBay because it's got Van Helsing on the cover, Hugh Jackman. Now, I'm going off Hugh Jackman a little bit, but I know everybody's loving him right now. Controversial, but there we go. And Van Helsing, I don't really rate as a film. However, I turned inside, and can we just talk about how fantastic it is to look at the adverts for the old DVD box sets from Virgin Megastore, I should have you know. This is advertising Buffy Season 7, which is there, and Roswell Season 1. Did anyone used to watch Roswell? God, it's a blast from the past. I used to quite enjoy Roswell. And the highlights of this, and I was like, oh, what's going on in here? There's a bit about, what I'll do, I'll film a little bit with my camera now so I can overlay some images for you. But there's a little bit about Firefly, the all-new Firefly movie. We all know what that means. There's a big feature here on Stargate SG-1. Still love SG-1. There is a behind-the-scenes exclusive with Andy Hallett from Angel, who plays Lorne. It's the, and they're behind the scenes of the final days of shooting on Angel. I love Angel, I love Andy Hallett. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to read this magazine again. I really, really feel the need. And I flicked through, and the first flipping page of the magazine, it's Eccleston. This is Russell T Davies and Julie Gardner talk to SFX about Christopher Eccleston's casting as the Ninth Doctor. And I think, when I think back about this, this is pre me getting into Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who now. I'm a proper Whovian, but I think I might have skipped past this on first getting of this magazine, and I read it, and I won't bore you with the details, but maybe you want to be bored with the details. But it is Russell T Davies, Julie Gardner talking about Christopher Eccleston's casting, and it's actually fascinating because I don't know how many of these type of articles still exist. It's really cool, and there's got the new series writers talk to SFX for Doctor Who 2005. They've got Mark Gatiss, I never know how to say his name, Stephen Moffat, Rob Shearman and Paul Cornell, and they kind of go on to become such prolific Doctor Who writers, as you all know, Whovians. And there's some it's really interesting. They're asking like, what kind of, what do you think Christopher Eccleston will bring to the role, and how does it feel finally to have a shot at writing Doctor Who? Just, can you give us any details about your script? And this is really exciting. There's a bit of a bio on Christopher Eccleston, pre even filming, and I thought that was really fascinating. And I read it and relished it, and that's enough about that bit. I turned the page and it's got an announcement. The Stargate Atlantis cast are announced. I love Stargate Atlantis. I really do. I'm watching it again at the moment. I'll link a video about that. And it's the first ever picture of the Stargate Atlantis cast. The first ever mention of the villains, the Wraith. And I was like, this is awesome. This is like vintage sci-fi. And then there's Joss Whedon talking about the big screen version of Firefly has just been greenlit, and even at this point, it's got here Alan Tudyk and Ron Glass haven't actually signed on for the film yet, but they do. Spoilers! That was a lovely little article to read as well, and it got me just page turning. I was turning the page, got excited about Joss Whedon doing an X-Men comic, and a little bit here about, this is interesting, Harry Potter has found an unlikely champion in the form of Hellboy and Blade 2 director Guillermo del Toro. I can't even say his name either, I'm really sorry. But it's about, he has seen The Prisoner of Azkaban before anybody else, and there's just 3 exclusive pictures. I just thought, God, this is so cool. And yeah, yes, you've already guessed it. I'm already reluctant to get rid of these magazines. Not that I need to get rid of them, but I'm going to get rid of them. I am, because once I've read them this time, I don't need to go back and read them again. But I kept on flicking through when I was just like feeling very nostalgic. Loved this interview with Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica. Yes, she plays Starbuck. Really enjoyed that too. What a great little bio. And there was the bit about Van Helsing, which I just skipped because, I don't know, it just wasn't that great. And then we got to this wonderful piece. Major spoilers ahead. The end is near for Angel, and Andy Hallett, better known as the Jade Demon Lorne, gives an exclusive backstage pass as the show faces the final curtain. And actually, I should say, it's even more moving reading it because, of course, Andy Hallett passed away not long after Angel finished. I think he had some sort of, I think he had something wrong with his heart, something genetically wrong with his heart, and I think he passed away from it. But fact checkers don't quote me, but it's awfully sad, and just strangely, it's random, but whilst I was listing these on eBay, I had Angel on, because I felt like I was flicking through and seeing all these bits about Angel, and I just thought, why not check it on? And I've reached season 2, episode 1, and finally starting watching season 2 again. And the very first scene is Lorne coming onto the screen, looking like a demon, looking like all villainous and green and mental. And then he starts singing then, at first I was afraid, I was petrified. And I was just like, oh, this is awesome. That's Angel in a nutshell. That's completely Angel. Random demon karaoke bar. Sign me up. Yeah, and I read this lovely article, and Amy Acker speaks as well, and the guys who do the makeup speak, and it's a lovely little fitting little interview to say farewell to Angel in its final days of shooting, and it made me really, really want to binge the whole of the series. Not just this season 2, but the whole thing. I wanted to jump straight away to season 5 to watch this episode, but I have curbed that. And I'm going to watch it from season 2 and get right away through the series. And then there's a really cool advert for all 4 seasons on DVD. This is season 5 coming soon. God, Angel was good, wasn't it? Anybody else used to watch Angel? Flippin' loved it. And I carried on flicking. There's the bit about SG-1, which is quite cool. I enjoyed it. Although I will say, I don't know how I feel about Michael Shanks, who plays Daniel Jackson. I like Christopher Judge, but there's something about Michael Shanks, I'm not sure. I I'm just not sure. I love they give Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind 5 stars, rightly so, what a fantastic film. They then go on to review the Firefly DVD box set, which we all know is awesome. Please tell me you guys have watched Firefly. I'm assuming you have. You follow my channel, you must have. They review Buffy season 7, which, oh, again, makes me want to watch Buffy again. And I was amazed. I kind of come to the conclusion, I think that might be it now. There's one really, really cool thing. There's an advert here for the Aliens film series. And it says, for 4 weeks only, buy any 2-disc special edition DVD from the Alien saga and receive another absolutely free. Now available at MVC. Do you remember MVC? I used to love MVC. We had one here in my hometown, and there was one in Cardiff I used to go to a lot, and I just really, really enjoyed MVC. Gosh, blast from the past. I might actually, that's what I might call this video, blast from the past. That's the new little series that I'm going to make for you, because I think I'm gonna go through a few SFX magazines and show you what's in them. Did anybody else remember the Spoiler Zone? The Spoiler Zone, it's really clever. It's like a little insert in the magazine, and you had to physically rip it open because there were reviews and spoilers of episodes that were on currently. And just so we know where we are in terms of the timing, this is Stargate SG-1. This is the end of season 7, I think. Yes, and season 7, Lost City, ends really, really well. Alias, I never watched Alias. I never watched Mutant X either, that's not my thing. Angel season 5, A Hole in the World and Shells. Let's not cry together this evening, okay? I'm not in the mood to be sad, but they gave it 5 stars, each episode 5 stars, and they are 5-star episodes. Amy Acker, Fred Illyria. Let's say no more. Otherwise I get teary. And yeah, it just, this is cool. It's like the Angel reaction. It must have just been cancelled. And yeah, it's just a really cute little reminiscent thing. And there's a really lovely picture at the back. I love this. John Pertwee in BBC in 1972 with 2 Daleks. I love that. So yeah, I just had a little flick through this and I thoroughly enjoyed my little reread of it. And it made me feel really nostalgic. And I thought, actually, do you know what? It's really geeky and really nostalgic, but I am going to share with you guys some of these magazines that I reread. Maybe not all of them, because there's an awful lot here. But this is my SFX magazine collection, and I'm going to take you through them over the coming weeks. It's nice to have something to take you through, because all my books and things are packed away, and I'm trying not to spend money. So, and letting my geek flag fly, as I said before, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little random little video, guys. If you did, please hit like and go over to my channel and hit subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it, and I will speak to you all soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.